Welcome. This is the Men Church Stuff Podcast. This is the show where brothers-in-law DJ Culp and Brad Coleman talk about stuff from our perspective as men. It's a show for anyone who wants to hear how Christians interact with the world. And don't worry, we're real. We've grown up in church, and we want to share our experiences with you. We'll talk life stuff, church stuff, man stuff, and stuff. Here we go. Greetings, listeners here and there and everywhere, all across the land. This is the Men Church Stuff Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Culp, as always, here with my beloved brother-in-law, Brad Coleman. Brad, I did it. There.
You did it.
I got it.
Good job.
I got it in.
All the way through.
It only took 3 times.
Take 3.
Take 3.
That's actually a good opening, though, for our discussion today, as we're talking about,
No, it took 3 times, yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh my gosh, dude.
Like, yes. That level only took me like three tries. That's
I'm so excited to talk about our topic today. So usually listeners, we, if you're regulars to the show, we kind of just, we banter back and forth. We sort of update ourselves, with me and Brad. But, to be quite honest, so today is February 3. We actually recorded this the day after we recorded the episode for January 27. So Brad and I don't really have a lot of update for each other. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. Today's topic has nothing to do whatsoever with Jesus and church. It is all stuff. Today's stuff. And Brad, I would be willing to say, I'm curious to hear you on this. When we were growing up, our topic today pretty much was really more of a guy thing, was it not? Like
for the most part. For the most part. I mean, it was a rarer thing to have gamer girls, I think.
Yeah, when we were kids.
Or at least they weren't mainstream.
Right.
Idea. Like it was,
and from what I remember, they also weren't very outspoken about it. Like gamers now, it's a totally different culture. It's a different world.
Well, it's cool now. I mean, like back in the day, like being a gamer was cool within a certain circle.
Oh yeah, yes, that's very true.
But not outright popular. Like most people. Oh, you guys.
Yeah. So you live with your mom, right? Yeah.
And really, if we're honest, like I was not like the PC gamer very much. I mean, like I played some Diablo and stuff like that. So I think most of my questions and most of where I'm going is going to, even before that, really, because DJ, we kind of like, we predate PCs.
We what?
We predate PCs.
Yes, we do.
I'm not saying that they weren't out there, but they weren't mainstream. I think we got our first PC, which was a hand-me-down for somebody else when I was like 12.
Yeah, but dude, when we were kids, the PC operating system it was DOS. So I mean, you could play games.
The games we were playing were a little different.
Yeah. So let's start here, Brad, because this is a really fun memory of mine. It was a summer school class that my elementary school was offering, as just sort of like an elective for fun. And I remember my mom asking me if I would be interested in it, and it was a computer class. And I was like, I really don't know what that is. I mean, I know what computers are, but I mean, sure, this class actually precedes typing class. Or not precedes, but excuse me, it predates typing class. So we had a room full of Apple IIe's. I don't know if you remember Apple IIe's, but they were the black screen with the green blinking cursor. And we learned how to do command execute, like all of those. And there's so many of those command prompts that I've forgotten. But the very first video game, Brad, that I ever played on a PC was a little bitty turtle that you could move around.
They
And
just
like I remember the teacher reading out of this book, and like I remember thinking I don't know what cursors are, but the
yeah.
the the teacher
I'm
was
not
reading it.
supposed to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a sin to be a cursor.
yeah, that's right. Especially if your dad's the pastor.
Yeah.
But I remember the teacher reading. So it says here, if you use the arrows, your turtle will move around on the screen.
Whoa.
I
And it was a
know,
big
like
deal, but
it was amazing. Yes, it was so awesome.
one of the first things, and this is not really is a game, but it's not. Like before we had a PC at home, we had them like I remember probably in fourth grade,
Uh-huh.
we did touch typing for beginners. And
I don't know about touch typing.
it were these games. So they kind of like they had these typing programs where it taught you how to type,
Yeah.
and it showed you on the screen on the keyboard, where you're pressing. But then you would do these games to practice.
Hmm.
And I loved them. And it was like you were the tortoise and there was a hare and it's very simple,
Yeah, right,
and
right.
like the faster you typed, the turtle would go and like you were trying to beat the hare. But if you made an error, it didn't count, so it didn't move. So you had to do this. Now, here's the thing, and gamers been doing this forever.
Yeah.
We realized that if you lost a couple rounds,
Uh-huh.
that the hair would go slower.
So
Because it
you so you play
would
the
kind of
system.
reset, yeah. And so then you could like whoop its butt, even if you made mistakes.
That's right.
So it's like, so it's like, you deliberately throw a couple rounds and like, yeah, look at me. Woo. I mean, you get that hair going so slow because it thinks you're
Right.
just an idiot. So it's like,
So the game like that I remember is actually it wasn't the tortoise and the hare, but you were like a sprinter like on a track.
yeah,
Um
there were several different games
yeah,
and again, they were like high tech at the time.
they were awesome. That was actually one of my favorite typing games. And anytime like so as you typed, your little person would run faster, but if you if you typed a wrong letter, your person would fall down. And this is me, Brad, and I'm sure
Yeah.
listeners, if you guys are gamers, first of all, let us know if you grew up, loving video games like Brad and I. But my favorite thing to do if I got bored was, all right, well, how ridiculous can this get? And so I would just start typing just dumb random letters just to see how fast I could make my person fall down.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't care about winning anymore. I just
The
want to see.
teacher's getting this little printout at the end of the day, and it's
Yeah,
like
I don't know what this. I don't know what this means.
DJ needs, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never seen a kid do this bad.
So so
DJ, do
video.
you understand what these letters are?
That's right.
These are
So
words.
so Brad, our topic today is video games.
Mhm.
Um, I want to start it out with my favorite video game memory of all time.
Okay.
It is actually it's when I got my first video game console. I was in second grade, so if I do the math right, what is second grade? 8 years old. So it was 1990, 1989, 1990s. And um, I got for Christmas an NES. And
Mm.
listeners, if you have no idea what that is, that's a Nintendo Entertainment System. If you still have no idea what that is, go find out,
You know
please.
what Nintendo is?
Yeah.
Like, I doubt there's very many people out there is like, what's Nintendo?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about the brand. I'm talking about an
Yeah,
NES.
I know. So they're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
Nintendo, it's something to do with Nintendo. Just a Pokemon?
Is it a Pokemon? Not back then, it wasn't a Pokemon. So, Brad, my very first video game that I ever had, because like back then, you remember, I mean, still they still do this, but you get a console and usually, and it comes with the game. The bundle had Excite Bike in it. Did you ever play Excite Bike?
Yes, because again, like I didn't, like I got all these things like hand me down once the new systems came in. Like
Sure.
the first new system I got was the SNES, and that was when the N64 was coming out
Oh yeah,
and
dude,
it was
that's awesome.
clearanced. And so like my parents got it for me for Christmas when I got clearance. And I was so excited. That's one of the best gifts. Matter of fact, I had that until just a couple years ago when I gave it to my brother, who still
Oh,
has that SNES, still works,
such
still
a good game console.
yeah. So, but yeah, my cousins had Excite bikes, so I go over to their house and just play, and loved where you could just build your own
I
course, and
know.
you do
Yes.
those crazy
How high could
things.
you jump? And
Yeah,
you could like if you angled it right, your rear
yeah,
wheel could knock over your opponents.
yeah. And the kids today don't understand because like this is the simplest. It was so simple that sometimes the like if they're taking a course in school on creating like games or something like that. Because I know, like, Hannah's doing this simple little, like, they're kind of teaching kids to code in this one
Yeah.
class that she's doing, but with a very simple level. And I'm like, that was what Excite Bike was. Like, you could probably be coding it.
I mean, you're not wrong, man. Excite Bike
And so,
in its essence was just basic. I
yeah,
mean,
but it
you
was brilliant,
it was oh, and dude, it was so entertaining.
right?
Like
For,
you
for
could
us, because it
for
was, it
us,
was like, we'd never done anything like
that's
that before.
it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like, my aunt
Um
had an Atari,
um
right?
I don't if we ever had an Atari, I don't remember it.
And Atari, and again for us, and the kids today won't even get this, but Atari was like those type of games made their comeback when cell phones first had a screen. You play like Snake. That was like the Atari. It was just like, okay, here's a couple pixels. We can do a few things.
That's right. Yeah.
It's simple. It's not, just see how long you can keep the snake from running into itself.
That's yeah, I love that game by the way. All right, so that's my absolute favorite video game memory. What's yours?
So it involves my cousin Chris, and it involves before I actually had any kind of system
Okay.
because he had a Nintendo. My cousin Chris is several years older than me. Like when I was little, he was in high school.
Mm,
But I'd go down to his house because they lived just a couple houses down,
yeah.
and he would play Super Mario Brothers 3. And so he was really good at it, and he played it for a long time. Matter of fact, I learned a lot of the secrets just watching him play through. I would just sit
Yeah.
there and watch him play through Super Mario 3. Well, I don't know if you know this, but when you beat Super Mario 3, it starts over.
Yeah.
You just replay the worlds, but you start with like the P wings, the forever like
No
flying
way. I didn't know
things.
that.
Like you
Yeah.
get like at least two whole, like your whole inventory is full of those.
Wow.
And so he would beat it. And I don't know if he did this multiple times, but like it felt like it. Like I know that like so he would beat it and then he'd hand it to me so I could play and I got to
Yeah.
start with these power up wings, these P wings that would just eternally fly through a level. And then you finish the level and it was just a regular, like flying
Hmm.
kind of Mario. But you could use another one until you used them up and it was so cool.
Yeah.
So, and here is like again, here's just my older cousin whom I thought was like one of the coolest
Yeah.
guys I've ever met. I still do, Chris, if you're listening. I still think you're one of the coolest guys I've ever met. And
Shout out to Chris.
yeah, but yeah, he'd beat it and then he'd just let me play,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't sit there and watch me very long. He's going to go do his thing. But I mean, like, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And
That's cool, man.
never forgotten that. Um, So yeah, that's probably my favorite like in game, especially like when I look at like first, But there's one thing about Chris is you know, Chris is just a nice guy, and
Yeah.
he always he taught me things. He treated me with respect, even though I was this weird little kid. He
Right.
never made me feel like, I mean, like he would tease me, like
Sure. Yeah.
because cousins are supposed to do that, a
Yeah.
little bit.
Correct.
But I never felt like he was critical of me. I always
Yeah.
felt like his teasing was including me,
That's fun.
you know,
Yeah.
and and I'm not. I don't want to pick on any of my other cousins, but like not all of my cousins made me feel that way.
I can relate.
So you asked me to write some questions.
Yeah, dude.
So here's my first question.
Okay.
DJ, how did you figure out secrets before YouTube and Google? Like
Yeah,
all of these games,
dude,
they have the secrets you got to figure out or the secret
they
way you
do.
got to beat the level.
Yeah. So there
You
were
couldn't just YouTube it and watch another guy do it.
you're exactly right. All right. So first of all, let me say this. I before I bought a Nintendo 64 with my own money when I was I don't know, sophomore, junior in high school, I think. Um, I did not actually have another game console beyond the NES. So like the four consoles that I've ever owned my entire life include the NES, the 64, I still have the 64, the Nintendo Wii, which we just replaced this Christmas, and I don't own it technically, but like we got Noah a Nintendo Switch, so I'm
Yeah, it's
Nintendo
awesome
through and through.
system.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But yeah, I am Nintendo through and through. So to answer your question, a lot of the and really the majority of the games that I owned did not have a lot of those secrets built in, with the exception of Super Mario Brothers. And to answer that question using Super Mario Brothers, how did I figure out the secrets? By complete accident. By
Trial and
like,
error.
and not
Right.
even trial and error. Like the very first time, or one of the very first times that I ever found a one up is just because I just happened to jump at the right time in the right place, and I thought, wait a minute, there's these things in the game? And that's when I started just jumping all
Yeah.
over the place. Like, I got to
hmm
find another one. Um, and
Does
then,
this pipe lead to anything
yeah,
or
I know,
not?
right?
You
Is it
tried every
like,
pipe?
is it really possible to, jump off the screen and then
hmm
not come down and think, wait a minute, can I move?
Yeah.
And then you
Will
just
it?
start running and like everything's moving beyond, but below you. And dude, this is a secret passage. What have I
Yeah.
stumbled upon? Yeah, that's how I did it.
I think it's in Super Mario Bros. 3, there's a secret where like, if you go down the sand, like quicksand,
Uh huh.
like most of the time you reach the bottom, you die.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple where you reach the bottom and it drops into a secret room.
Oh, see,
And
that's so cool, man.
it is. And, and sometimes like you found that by thinking you were going to die.
It's exactly right. Well, I guess,
And I,
I guess,
and I
I
think
guess
they
this is
intended
over.
that back then, right? Again, because you didn't have people like
No.
doing YouTube videos and, oh, hey, go to the third one and this is what it is. No, you're like, oh man, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh wait, no, there's like a one up.
Yeah.
And
Now, I will say this. I only ever did this once because I had a friend who had one. But did you ever hear of the Game Genie?
I've heard of them. I never had one. I never knew anybody that like I played with
Yeah.
that had one.
So the Game Genie came with um like just a book full of codes that you could unlock, like ways to cheat.
Mm,
And there was one of my absolute favorite games to play in the NES is called Super C. So there was Contra and then there was Super
mm,
Contra. I didn't have the original Contra, but I had Super C. And dude, Super C is so freaking hard. Man, it's
mm,
like just having to dodge bullets, knowing like, all right, I need this gun for these bad guys or that gun for that bad guy. And I could never beat the thing. So my friend Kyle Lasar, my best friend in elementary school, Kyle, dude, if you're out there, I would love to be able to catch up with you, man. But anyways, Kyle brought his Game Genie over, and to be quite honest, I didn't have any fun with it because
mm,
I wasn't earning anything. And if there's anything that I really like, I don't want this to be like a soapbox, um, but like filibuster. That's what I was trying to think of. There is something about a lot of the games now because of, first of all, their online platforms, but also
mm.
because of, all you have to do is go to YouTube or
Yeah.
just try to find other videos elsewhere of people telling you how to play these games. There's not a lot of like risk reward.
Mhm.
Like how do I beat this level? Oh, I'll just go watch somebody who's already done it. Versus how do I beat this level? I don't know. I guess I have to start the game over.
Yeah. Well, and I think
Like
there were a lot of things too that like when other people had played those games, I picked up stuff from other people, like watching Chris. Like I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I would have never known if I just bust that block and fly up there that there's a whole new like half a level up there.
right.
So watching or talking to other guys or overhearing people talk about, oh, hey, did you know this?
Yeah.
So there was that communication.
And it was and from that standpoint, there was really a lot more community
Yeah.
that was involved in talking about the game, but also, like you were saying, also playing the game. And like, I mean, with only two players with the NES, and Super NES had four, if I remember right, had four ports, didn't it?
No, it came standard with two. I think
Did
that's
it?
when they had games. I think they had like some stuff you could buy to make it for.
Got it. Okay. I had in
Um,
my head that it had four
but
ports
the
on it, but
N64
yeah,
had four ports.
yeah,
And that's like kind of the first time you could do like quads in like a game, like, you
yeah.
know. So I remember we had GoldenEye double oh
Oh,
007,
dude,
which was, you know, great. And, you know, me
such
and
a
my
good
brother,
game.
you know, that was the Fortnite. That was our
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yep.
Then you could get together, you could play one on one, you could play up to four people.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're all looking at the same screen, so there's that.
It's really
You
easy to
know,
cheat.
don't
Like, I know
yeah.
where you're at.
Are you stop cheating?
I know. Yeah.
Stop looking at me. You know, so there was no like hidden there. It was kind of the honor system, and we weren't always honorable.
Yeah.
Um, and even if you tried to be, I mean, it's kind of hard
It's kind of hard not to.
not to see the square next to yours that's just right there. But yeah, we had so much fun with that. My brother would destroy me. My little brother, my brother's 5 years younger than me.
Uh-huh.
My little brother would destroy me at those games.
That's fun.
He had
That's
such
funny.
better aim, all that. I just remember one time I had the golden gun.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't know this, if you had the golden gun in GoldenEye 007, it was a one shot, one kill. If you
Doesn't matter
shot him in
where
the
you.
hand, right?
Yeah. Or the
You shot
foot.
him in the hand,
Yeah.
he's dead.
That's exactly right.
Grazed him, he's dead.
He's dead.
I
That's
had the
exactly.
golden gun. I had found the golden gun, and and he still beat me. Like I ran it, I'm gonna like just no. But he had just this killer aim. So one of the things I learned, and again, this is my little brother,
Yeah.
which Bub's always been, you know, he's always been sharp with that kind of thing, especially. And I had to use a different technique. I could not beat him gun for gun. Like if we're having a OK Corral situation, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I had to play it smart. They had these proximity
I
mines.
knew you were gonna say that. I was like, so you're the booby trap guy.
I would booby trap it,
Yes.
and I learned because he's smart, right?
Yeah.
So he would learn to look for them,
Yeah.
and you could shoot them and set them off.
And they blow up. That's exactly right.
Yeah, so I learned just how close I could get the next mine without it being set off by the first mine.
That's
So
awesome, dude.
and then I would kind of hide it, but enough so like he could see the first one, you know,
Yes.
but it didn't look like I was just sitting it, you know,
Right.
and so he'd be like, oh yeah, and then he'd hit it, and then he'd run right into the second mine. I just remember him being like, stop doing that.
No, I'm not going to stop doing that. That's part of the strategy.
Yeah. And
And
what's
that's another thing about like you know, FPSs, first person shooters that I kind of, I mean, I'll play them, but I miss kind of like the strategy, the slow sort of the slow burn of like the 007, you know, where um you have to move slowly. You have to be extremely strategic. And I mean, like you would know this more than me because I know that I've heard you talk that you and Isaiah play. Is it Call of Duty? Is that what
so
it is?
we did Call of Duty for a while,
Uh-huh.
and then I kind of got the new Call of Duty came out, and then they kind of just like dropped the old one. Like you could still play it, but it like lagged a lot and it took
Mm,
longer. I mean, it's really evident that they were intentionally doing this so you buy the newest one.
right.
And then, you know, it's like 60, $70. And then a year later they come out like there's two versions since we stopped playing that have come out. And I was just like, I'm
Goodness.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done with that garbage of, you know, and so I didn't play anything for a while, and then Ninja Turtles came into Fortnite, and the kids were playing, and I was like, wait, Ninja Turtles are? I can get a Ninja Turtle skin, so I can play as Leonardo now because I purchased this Leonardo skin with my
Yeah.
adult money. Um, so I now also can be Boba Fett. I can be a football player. I can put my number on. Yeah, all kind. I mean, they know how to make money. Here's the beautiful thing that I do like about Fortnite, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's some downsides. So like, I'm not saying, oh yeah, Fortnite's awesome. But the thing I like about it is all of the skins and all of the cool stuff that you get, none of them, as far as I know, give you any kind of extra oomph in the game.
It's just the way you look.
It's just the way you look,
Yeah.
you know. So it's in that sense, it's not pay to play. Like even like you get these car skins, all it does is make your car look cooler.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it go faster. So the in-game dynamic doesn't change based on the character that you're playing,
Right.
and I like that. So you don't start with a better gun. You got to learn where
Yeah.
the better guns are found, and
Right.
then the maps keep changing, and so then it's like, oh, well, now it's not here anymore. That
Hmm.
part I don't like because as soon as I figure out these things, it seems like it's like, what were you just waiting on me? Oh,
Yeah.
right, this is where that was that everybody else knew. Because I don't think about, oh, I should go to YouTube. At least not very often. I don't like watching other people play games in that
No,
sense.
there's nothing fun about that. Why do
Um,
I want to sit and watch you play with a toy?
do,
Like
do you know though there is the adult version of that, the non-gamer adult version of that.
fishing,
It's no, it's well, yeah, I mean that would
fishing
work
shows,
too.
yeah,
But then like
racing,
HGTV,
HGTV. Yeah.
like
I mean, I
like
suppose
let's
I sup
buy this house and let's flip it. Let's fix it up. Hey, look, let's watch this guy renovate a kitchen.
Brad,
I'm
that's
never
a
going to renovate my kitchen.
that's a really good point because football, baseball, basketball, let's
Yeah,
watch other people do things
yeah.
I'm not doing.
So and I'll be honest.
I've
So
never thought about that. I
well,
kind of hate
I
you for
hadn't
that.
either, and I was like being really critical of my kids, like
Yeah.
because they were just watching. I was like, "Look, you got Minecraft. Stop watching people play Minecraft." I mean, like if you're gonna watch people, I'm like, it's fine. Go watch the video to see how to do something and go in and do it. And then like, I mean, I even prayed about it because I was like, God, I want my kids to not be dumb and do dumb stuff. I mean, they're going to do dumb
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
I could pray about everything. And so I prayed about it, and I'm like, so then I'm at my mom's shortly after that. And we're sitting there watching these people look at these houses to buy and talk about what they're going to do to fix it up. And then the next show is, oh, it's a fixer up show. And it was like God was like, hmm,
You do
this is kind of like what your kids are doing, isn't it? It's kind of the same thing. And I'm like, oh, it is.
it is God.
And it,
You're
it did.
right.
It
It is.
totally changed my perspective on it. Now, I still don't like, yeah, I think what it did was make me want to watch those shows less. I was like, yeah,
That's right.
oh, dumb I'm being. Um, but again, I think we do. We we like to watch this. I mean, like if you think about it, that's what are movies? We're kind
Right.
of doing the same thing. I don't know about you, but on some level being like, oh yeah, that'd be that guy right there. That's kind of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
All right. So to that point, this is something that I was thinking about for you. Um, if you like, is there a video game or like a video game character or something like that that you just fell in love with that you I'm not going to I mean maybe identified with. I think that's a weird way to word it, but like is there something that you would always run to because you connected with that particular game probably more so than anything else?
Well, again, like I never had a whole lot of games. Like even when so I got the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES. And
Yeah.
again, I got it when it was getting, I got it for Christmas. And I wanted one. I played it at my friend's house.
Mm.
Um, so I loved Super Mario World. But I had that and like maybe three or four other games. And some of them were just really horrible games. Like I had this one game, it was like a soccer game, but it wasn't, you didn't play soccer. It was like soccer ball was your weapon and you went through these stupid levels and it was just, it was not very fun and it was
Yeah.
super difficult and it was just
That's
like,
stupid.
yeah. And, but again, like my parents got what they could afford and oh
Sure.
that game was like $5 or whatever it was when it was clearance. I
Yeah.
think there
Yeah.
was like a $5 bin or something at Walmart for a while.
Yeah.
And it was these games that, well, people weren't going to pay a lot of money for because they suck. No offense against whoever. It was like FIFA
Yeah.
World or whatever, but it was like the whole idea was that they had crashed on their plane and like it was in the middle of the jungle. And so they were fighting all of these like jungle things, but also like bad guys that were like, you know, I don't know if they were drug dealers or whatever, but
Yeah.
with
Right.
guns and stuff with your soccer ball, like,
With your soccer ball.
yeah, it was pretty dumb. So, but the game that I really got into and loved so much, other than Super Mario Brothers 3, which that was on NES, was Super Mario Brothers World. With Yoshi and all that, and then you could get the
It's
different color
such a
Yoshis.
good game. It's
And
such a good game.
once I finally got into like Star Road and was able to get the red Yoshi, get the yellow
Mm.
Yoshi,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of those things, and they each had different like powers. The red one could shoot fire. The yellow one was kind of lame. It kind of just did like a super stomp,
Mm.
but you had to be really close. Like
Yeah.
I never utilized that a lot. But then you had the purple Yoshi, which could fly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like you get so if you got a purple shell, any Yoshi can fly.
Huh.
But if you got a purple Yoshi or maybe blue, it looked purple on my screen. I think
Yeah. It was
now
probably
it
blue.
was. I
Yeah.
think it was now it was blue. It was blue. But I always called it purple Yoshi because it looked purple on my old TV.
Yeah.
Um, but he would get a shell, any shell, and then like he could fly for the duration. Now after a while, he would swallow the shell and then he'd lose the ability.
Mm.
Or you spit it out and he'd lose the ability.
Yeah.
So you had to be careful there. But yeah, he could like fly and it was an amazing ability. So I would just, I have this level that was really hard that I wasn't able to beat. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to Star Road. I'm gonna get this
Right.
Yoshi and I'm gonna fly past that part. So and then I felt accomplished because in Star Road there's like a secret set of levels, which are the five. I think there's five of them. Like most difficult levels in the game. They're
Hmm.
incredibly difficult. They
Yeah.
stressed me out. But once I finally beat them,
Yeah. Yeah.
once I finally figured out how to beat them, I felt so accomplished. And there, I think, is one of the things that we lose, right? I didn't have a YouTube video to go watch.
The sense of accomplishment. That's why I said like
I had to die 87
yes,
times.
the what is it? How did I word it? But like there's uh risk and reward.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you had to die how many times to figure that out? There
I
was
had to
this,
walk away and come back the next day sometimes because
yeah,
I
that's
was so
exactly
mad.
right.
I'm
Yes.
like, they had like little Koopa that was like dressed as a football player, and he would like throw these footballs, and like he's so far away, he's over here, and he's just constantly throwing these footballs, and it looks like there's absolutely no way to get across.
Mm,
And like if football hits you, it's like if you're little, it kills you. If not, it makes you little.
mm,
You're sitting here trying to do all this, and it's like this is impossible. There's no shell for the blue purple Yoshi to eat to
yeah,
get
yeah.
across. You're trying to do all of these things, and I would get mad, and I just have to stop playing and come back and try again later. Yeah, and then I finally figure out the secret to doing it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that may go back and play that, so I'm
So
not going to tell you.
I had this game that dude, I loved to play. It was so cool. It was called Bionic Commando. And Bionic Commando, like you were a soldier and you were basic like it was set in like not World War II, but it was set you against basically Nazis. I
Yeah,
mean, they looked like Nazis, they were dressed like Nazis. They're like a lot of the like the logos and the symbols for this, this sect of people would remind you of some of the Nazi symbols. Anyways, I can't remember if it's level 7, 9, or 11. It's one of those odd numbers. Throughout the game, you would collect radio packs. Like then again in World War II, when if you were a
Mhm.
radio guy, you would radio in airstrikes or whatever. You could collect those, and they were in your inventory. Well, you clearly have the right to just be like, well, I don't, I'm not worried about that. I just want to get through the level. So at the beginning of one of these levels, you start out with a really tall, like an I-beam, like that
Mhm.
construction workers would use. This is just a tall I-beam that you cannot get through. You can't shoot it. You've got the premise of the game is that one of your arms is was like a retracting claw that you can stretch out. You can cling things. You can swing. Um, but like it doesn't grapple, and what you can't do is you can't leave the level.
Mhm.
So you are literally stuck there unless you have the right radio pack with you. And here's how I figured it out by pure dumb luck. But I had to actually press reset on my game multiple times and just start over.
Yep.
Because yeah, I mean, like if you leave, if again, you can't leave the level, but like if you look at your inventory and you have like chosen one of the wrong colors radio packs, or if you just bypass it entirely, I mean, you're out of luck. Like there's nothing you can do. So yeah, I'm really with you on that one. That there was so much reward when you really figured it out.
Well, and like we played games before there were save files.
Yeah.
I mean, like Super Mario World had save files, but I mean, like you look at some of those games, like you can't turn off Super Mario Brothers 3 in the NES system and come back and be where you were.
No, no, or any
And
of the other ones for
and
that matter.
and what was the worst? What was the worst is when it froze.
Oh,
Like you're
dude,
doing well,
yes.
you're on level 5 or something, and all of a sudden you jump and the screen just goes
And you
like
hear diddle diddle
yeah, oh yeah. And it's like,
like
no, no,
I know, dude. Um, that's
why?
awesome. I know. Oh,
Oh, back
so
when that was the worst thing in life, the worst thing that ever happened to it. Like,
yeah, yeah, right.
my life is over.
So the kind of games that I didn't realize that I loved, and it probably be because when I was a kid, it's just not how my brain worked and how,
Mm,
I really found enjoyment. And I know I've said this recently on the show, but once I hit college and I started playing, like I was actually a PC gamer. Now I didn't have tons and tons of stuff, but I loved the online platform with first person shooters. Um, but there was a game that came out that completely changed how I began to think, wow, I really like these types of games. This game was called Morrowind, and Morrowind was a fantasy game. And it was Blizzard. I think Blizzard is the
hmm
game company that made it.
Yeah,
And
they made a lot of
Morrow,
good games. They made
yeah,
Diablo, where you
yes, yeah,
fight the devil, by the way. You're not the devil.
yeah. You're not the devil. You fight the devil. That's right. For anybody that's uber conservative and think that Diablo is a demonic game, no, you're killing demons. Anyways, dude, Diablo is hard. But I remember with Morrowind, a friend of mine got it, and I would stay up until 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning doing nothing but playing Morrowind. So here's the rules of Morrowind. Ready? There aren't. You
Kind of
can
an open
actually,
world.
yes, it's open world. You
That's
you can go anywhere you want. You can kill anybody you want to. It is possible to actually kill every single thing in the game, and you would be the only thing left living. And I began to realize, like, dude, this is addicting.
mhm.
I
Uh,
don't want to stop playing because there's always something else to do. And that's when I began to realize I don't think that I need to
yeah.
press pause on video games.
I can't play like true open world games. like Isaiah can, it's fine. He's doing some of these Zelda. He's paid, he's bought it, saved
Dude,
up his own money, bought his own
Zelda
money.
is so awesome.
Well, and like so it's there's like this open world Zelda that he's playing. He enjoys it. He loves it. Paid for it with his own money.
Yeah.
My buddy Angelo and him will talk about it. He'll tell me about it, but I'm kind of like, okay, cool, yeah. I don't know what that is, but yeah. Um, and it sounds like a lot of fun, but
Yeah,
I also know I can't do it. Like I get lost in those games
I
and
know.
I lose like track of time and reality, and I've spent way too much time with really nothing to show for it other
It's
than,
exactly
okay,
right.
yeah, I beat that boss. And yes, at the moment it felt like it was the most important
Yeah.
thing in the history of ever, but looking back, it's like, yeah, okay, I spent how long?
I remember.
One of the things I love about Fortnite,
Mm.
though, um, because it's somewhat open world, but there's some different things. But I can play with my brother.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
recently, like I had stopped playing for a while because I need to be playing with somebody else so that when they quit, I quit. Um,
Yeah, that's right.
'Cause
We call that
otherwise,
accountability. Yeah, right.
yeah, otherwise, I will play way too long.
Yeah,
But it's really fun because like it's just I had probably 6 months to a year I hadn't played, and then my brother started playing with his kids, and he was
that's
like,
cool.
"Hey, you want to play Fortnite?" So so now like over the last, especially like I think it really started with like we were all in the snow, right? Because they were snowed in, we were snowed in.
Like just a week or so ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
right.
so and so since then, probably 6, 8 times I've played Fortnite with my brother,
Yeah,
or I've played Fortnite with my niece and nephew, played Fortnite with my brother, my niece and my nephew, and my niece's boyfriend, who
yeah.
is like the guy you want on your team and the guy you definitely don't want not on your team.
Right.
Because like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Adam, the rest of us are dead. We
Yeah.
need you to come and revive us, and kill these four people that just slaughtered us. And
Yeah.
then he would
Yeah.
like only like one time I think did those people ever get him, and it'd be like 4 on 1,
Goodness,
and he'd
dude.
just be like, okay, I got your guys' cards. I'm gonna reboot you. It's like, thanks. And he would never hang with us because he was out slaughtering groups of four,
That's right.
across the map. It's like at the end, how many kills did you get? Oh, I got three. Oh, I got four. He's like, oh, I got 43, I think was the most he ever said. I got 43. There's 100 people in the game and we're four of them.
That's funny.
And it's yeah, and so it's like we just divide Adam's score by 10.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So you got 4.3.
that's your
Yeah,
handicap.
that's right. You got 4.3 kills at him. He's
That's
like, okay,
right.
that's fair. He's a nice kid. And
Oh, that's good.
but we played this one game where it was just us because you can only play four at a time. And
Mm,
so Isaiah was on, and then I was on, and my brother, and my niece, my nephew, and Adam. And so I think Carrie Beth may have played. Yeah, and Carrie Beth. So here we are, all these people. So we found this game in Fortnite where it was just us against each other. Yeah, we had to kick Adam out. This just wasn't fun.
yeah, right. It's not fun.
Like Adam just kills us all within a few
That's funny.
like I did kill Adam one time. Like he was shooting at somebody else and I had a sniper rifle and I hit him from behind. One shot, one kill kind of deal because
Yeah,
that's the only
yeah.
way.
Yep.
And he was like, "Whoa, what happened?" I was like, "I got you. I got you." It
Yeah,
was fair and square. I
that's
mean,
right.
we didn't fair and
It's
square
like
up.
I can quit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, real quick, before I say what I want to say about the new game that Noah and I absolutely love. I'm talking about adore playing with each other. Um, Along the same lines of Fortnite, back when I was in college. So, listeners, I attended Murray State University from '01 to '06, and in that span of time, there was a computer game company called Epic Games,
Hmm.
and
Yep,
they
played some good
had,
games too.
yeah, they did, and
Some epic games.
there were some epic games. One of my absolute favorites that was a PC game was called Unreal Tournament. And Unreal Tournament is a first person shooter, but it's all it is just like, you can, I mean, there's different ways that you can play it. You can do capture the flag, you can just simply do, you know, a timed match, and so you just kill as many people as you can until time runs out. But for those of you who remember Unreal Tournament, I was looking this up, Brad, because I couldn't remember the name of the video game, and I was, just thinking about our
Mhm.
conversation today. And when it dawned on me, I looked it up, and Epic Games is actually providing free of charge just so that they can kind of keep the nostalgia and the sentiment alive. You can download Unreal Tournament and play it for no charge at all. Because I mean, like they got rid of it. I think the last update that they put on the game is like in 2013. But the game was at its height from like the late 90s to 2004. So, anyways, just a fun little fact. All right. Last thing here, Brad. So I mentioned that we got Noah a Nintendo
Mhm.
Switch at Christmas. Um, I had no idea how awesome this game system was because I'd really never played one.
Mhm.
And you're right, it's so good. So, as we mentioned, this past week or 2 weeks ago, I guess, to our listeners, that you and I were sick and that we were really just homebound, if you will, for a week and a
Yeah.
half. So Cher and I got gobs and gobs of family time together. It was wonderful. Here's how we ended every evening. We'd put Zoe to bed at around 8 o'clock, typical bedtime for her, our youngest listeners, if you're new to the show. And then we turn all the lights off and we'd sit on the couch for an hour to an hour and a half, me, Noah, Shara, and Addie, and we would all play Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Dude, oh my gosh, like it is taking me back to my days where I first learned
Yeah.
about Super Smash Brothers when I was in college because I never played Super Smash
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah.
And I've learned how to play it on the GameCube, and then I played it. I found out that it was on 64. But oh, it is one of my favorite things already to do with my son.
Yeah.
And his too. Like we were playing last night, and we were doing what is it, individual battle, solo battle, and we were doing it with six people, me and him, and then four computers. But Noah just looked at me and said, "Daddy, can we just play with me and you?" Yeah, buddy, just me
Dad,
and you,
Daddy, I
just
just want to
me.
beat you up.
Oh no, 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 no.
I'm
Like that
gonna
was the
try, right?
that was about to say, dude, that was the experience that I had with my dad. Dad did not know how to play video games because
Yeah.
because like it was one of these, it was like a late addition to him. But you and I grew up playing video
That's
games.
right.
Like I can take Noah to town on a video game. It's
Yeah.
fun. Um, so listeners, we hope that you've enjoyed sort of just our me and Brad recounting our past with video games. Clearly, we didn't hit everything, but we hope that you have enjoyed this. Video games for us I mean, really is one of our childhood memories.
Yeah.
And I never had Sega, as I mentioned. But I remember a couple guys that I went to school with. We'd play Mortal Kombat, and I would just think that these things are awesome,
Yeah.
so cool. But listeners, what we want to do is we want to hear from you. What is your favorite game? Um, what is your favorite video game? Do you have one? Do you hate video games? Let us know. It's okay. It's a safe space. You can follow us on our Facebook group page, Men's Church Stuff. You can also follow us on Instagram at Men Church Stuff. Contact us. Let us know what you think about the show. Subscribe to the show if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. Make sure that you click subscribe so that you're aware. Your phone will automatically notify you when a new show drops. We drop shows, if you're new to the show, every Monday. And Brad, before we go, I have continually forgotten to say this, but I need to give a very special shout out to our faithful listener, John Reeder. John was listening to an episode, I think 3 or 4 episodes ago, like around Thanksgiving, and I was telling the listeners about Rail Baron. John Reeder posted on our Facebook group page that he loves Rail Baron. And I'm sorry, John, that I have completely neglected mentioning that. I love that you love Rail Baron. Let's see, you are seriously one of the only people that I have ever been in contact with in my life that has known about it. I've introduced it to a bunch of people, but seriously, if people know about Rail Baron that I know, no one's ever told me. So, John, I love that you love Rail Baron. Hope that you get to play it. Hope that you get to play it often. But Brad, to that point, I hope that you and I get to play Rail Baron here soon.
Yeah.
But beyond that, Brad, I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
Listeners, we love you. We will catch you next time.
Game on.
Game on. Actually, wouldn't it be like game off?
No, they're going to go game on.
They're going to go game off. Okay.